All right, what is up, man? My name is Tink Kramer. I'm with Brandon and Brian, and we are the Spoiler Kings. So, spoilers for Nope. So if you haven't seen it, put put your fingers in the ears. What was it? Earmuffs. Do your earmuffs. Because we're gonna get into some really. I don't know. Would it ruin the movie? I think it will, right?
Yeah,
Because there's when you find
when
out
you know what's going on,
what's
the first and second
it
act
changes.
almost would not matter. If you don't get to go
Yeah.
through it
I mean,
without the
it
knowledge.
does. Yeah, but the things that you think matter wind up not mattering, and then the small things that happen in the background wind up being the more important
The
parts.
more kind of
You know,
yeah.
yeah, like the part with the horse right in the beginning,
Yep.
where the stagehand freaks out the horse. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Nope. Just say Nope. Yeah, I was looking for. I thought I had the audio of that Nope, but I don't have it. I don't know. So I don't know. Where do you guys want to start off with some of the spoiler talk?
Let's start with the first scene.
Yeah. So I got some stuff to say about that as well.
All right, go ahead, Brandon, and I'll piggyback off of you.
Well, I liked the parallels between Gordy the chimp and Jupe, because there was this constant, and we touched on that, with you can't tame something, or you can't tame a predator. Even there's a line said by Daniel Kaluuya about Jupe, in which kind of ties back to his ultimate fate. He tried to tame a predator, with them trying to tame Gordy and him going on his rampage, and then him trying to tame or control the UAP, which ends up eating him, his family, and spectators. Even with the with the last 20-25 minutes, with them kind of trying to grasp a level of control over the UAP. So I liked that constant. I'm not even going to call it an underlying theme, because it was a very prominent theme. I liked that a lot. That was one of my favorite things. I also really liked the commentary on this is kind of branching off, or kind of drifting off course, but there was even commentary on like the film industry, and people like trainers, how they don't get enough the recognition they deserve, or animals being used for amusement, child actors, their careers not lasting beyond such. Jupe was basically coasting off of a tragedy rather than his acting prowess. He was coasting off of what had happened and using that to kind of continue his career as an adult, which ultimately came back to bite him in the ass. I also liked the character of OJ.
OJ.
It's
OJ.
really easy. Oh, yeah, at the beginning. I really liked the notion. I really liked how he was like the subtle, kind of nuanced straight man who was a man of few words and was always looking down. And I like how that, kind of led into him figuring out, the UAP won't get you if you're looking down.
But I mean, I don't know if it led to it, but also because when you are a trainer, and that's what he is. I mean, Dan Kaluuya is an animal trainer, and when you work with animals, you realize there's a respect that you have to have, and that's what you saw in the movie film, the film shoot. If you don't respect the animal's going to react. It doesn't matter what the trainer does. So he's trying to get understanding his rules. Even the one that Kiki Palmer was saying was trying to get everyone to understand you must respect these animals. No matter how they train animals, they're still wild animals. So you can't just expect them to just act like humans and treat them like humans. You can't come up behind on a horse. You can't give a mirror to a horse. There's things that you're not supposed to do. You don't look things in the eye. This is what that's because it's not about training. It's about respect. And if you lose that respect, you lose that control that you have, the idea of control, because you really don't control it, but you lose the sense of knowledge of how to control something by understanding its motivations. That's all you do. And that's what people are saying. Like, I'm not controlling these animals. I understand their motivation. I'm trying to tell you how to respect them in a way that we can get them to do what you want them to do. And that's what
in
Daniel
addition,
Kaluuya did. That's his character did. OJ did. He respected the animal enough, and with that respect, he could get what was going on to do the things he wants them to do because he respected them and understood its motivation. And that's what he even said. We know what they like. We know what he doesn't like. We understand it was what we can feed him stuff, and that will motivate him to do these things so we can control it in the end.
Yep. And in addition to that, with respecting the animal, that takes me back to why Gordy the chimp didn't do anything to hurt Jupe when he was hiding under that table. You know, if you look kind of close, well, not even closely, but the reason he wasn't looking is because the tablecloth was kind of veiling his eyes. And I think, and in addition to that, they already kind of had that friendly bond on the show anyway. You know, they
also wasn't trying to control him. He was just, because if you think about the guy, the male actor, he ran down the stairs. He was like, no, Gordon, no. He was trying to control him again, and that's why he got his brains beaten in. You know, it wouldn't have happened that way if he, respected him and tried to just run or whatever. But he was trying to, no, you don't do this. No, he's controlling them again, putting on the stupid party hat and making them, dance, monkey dance. And that's what everything happened. That's why everyone got attacked, because they were trying to control.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting choice of Peele kind of incorporating the real life tragedy of Travis the chimp from years back.
Is that what?
That attacked and mauled that woman, which Oprah covered, which there's constant references
that's Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah,
that gets you some Oprah names.
That Oprah shot.
Oprah coverage. Yeah, the Oprah shot.
The Oprah shot. Yeah. Yeah. I love there's so many references to it. Like you said, that one, which was obviously more of a tragedy. There was kind of like my girlfriend noticed it. A Godfather kind of reference with the horse's head coming into the glass. It was kind of like the horse head kind of thing. Akira, straight Akira at the end with the bike slide. People all been saying that. And for me, I thought Neon Genesis Evangelion, if you're an anime fan, the whole ending was very much like an angel. If I know neither of you guys know, so if anybody's watching and you've seen that anime, it was very reminiscent of like that. I got those vibes and I loved it. But just the whole thing of like even you said Jupe not being direct eye contact. This whole movie is like look at it, and then you need to realize well, don't look at it or else you're gonna get it angry. But look at it because we want the attention. And it's all the spectacle. That's what everyone's saying, and that's what I thought was so good, because even the eye of the alien was very much like a camera lens. It was even called the viewer. Yep. It was just like everything was so connected in everything, and even stuff you didn't think about, even like them making saying the Oprah shot, because you got to get that Oprah shot, you got to get that good shot, and then the whole time it's like, no, you don't want to do that because you're just gonna piss them off more, it's just everything, it's just very meta in itself, which I always find very interesting, when it's done well, because you could do it and it could be bad. Jordan Peele does meta stuff very, very well. Very well. Yeah. So
I will say this. So there's something we talk about things you didn't like. So first, spoiler alert, it's not a spaceship. It might be alien. It might not be of this planet, but it reminded me. I don't know if you remember. It's this episode of Star Trek where they meet this thing in the middle of space that's like that was sucking on the spaceship, and it's just like it's like a ship, but it's not really a ship. It's a ship that's alive, and that's kind of what this was. It's a sentient being, out in the middle of space. That's what this was. I told you that's something that it reminded me of, and this thing looked like a UFO, but it really is. It's alive. It's something that's alive and was able to hide in clouds. I had two questions. One, how did it make the cloud? Because it hit in that cloud the entire time. How did it make this cloud? And two, where did the EMP come? If it's just a sentient being, like if it's just an animal,
a living, breathing thing. Yeah.
So how did it know to shut down all power when it's coming through?
Yeah.
Like,
See,
how
like
would
with
you
I didn't
know?
stop to think about that.
the EMP thing, I just thought it was just its presence. That's what I thought. I could be wrong. I just felt like because anytime it came near, everything turned off. So I wonder if that's just the aura or it manifested that, But the cloud one was definitely something me and my girlfriend were talking about afterward and stuff like that. We're like, well, how? Like, is that just a fart that is just sitting in? Like, what? Like, what is it? Like
Mhm.
the EMP one didn't bother me as much. I really didn't even think about it until you said it earlier
It didn't
today.
bother me until it was raining all the blood and everything going to the house, because it's like it almost seemed like it had control of when it was doing it.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden the car cut back on, they looked at you again and cut off again. Like, was it a giant brain that was able to send out those EMPs? There's so much that I didn't understand with that, and I thought that could have been fleshed out a little bit more. But how the hell would we have been able to know? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think it was the end.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it was the end because they kept pulling away from each other, or they kept pulling the UFO, the alien, away from Kiki so she could turn on the electric bike. That's the only part that got me. I was like, oh, if it's far enough, it
if it doesn't notice it. But it was like
Maybe.
a Wi-Fi connection. Well, it's only got 500 feet. So if you get past that 500 feet, all of a sudden, it's gonna start working. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But it was almost like OJ was trying to get to focus on him.
Mhm.
And when it focused on him, it lost focus on her and allowed her to go. So it's almost like it had to be focused on it. But if that was the case, how would it know about all the cameras? How would it know about every single thing? It had to be an EMP, electronic magnetic pulse, that it was giving out to be able to get these things to stop.
Yeah.
So that I thought that was kind of weird because they didn't really explain why or how.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it's like easy like alien. Whenever you can't explain anything in Star Wars, you're like the Force. So
yeah.
It's alien stuff. You won't get it.
You won't get it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But I mean, if that's the worst part of it, I mean,
exactly, it's still a great movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are things that do you really want him to just like, oh, well, I explained it because it had an EMP inside it. Done. Or it could have been just like a Thor did. It's like one day he told the hammer to go ahead and look after James, so he just did it. That was the answer. Like, he's just gonna come up with
might not like it.
Stupid answer.
Yeah. But Jordan Peele does that a lot. He kind of like leaves a lot of things open for interpretation. Like,
interpretation.
If you wanna believe this, then cool. If you want to believe this, then yeah, whatever. He never really.
I mean, because the cloud thing, you can even say as it unfolded and all this stuff was unfolding, maybe it has a reflective thing that it knows how to camouflage. Lots of animals know how to camouflage. And that's why you don't see it. And that could be the answer so simply. It camouflaged there and it has an EMP as it gets closer. Everything within 5,000 yards goes off. Yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying those questions I had. But,
I love that part though of the cloud, because Angel comes running back and he's like staring at it. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, so this has nothing to do with the movie itself rather than my theater. There was it pissed me off so much. There was a dirt stain on the screen, and it was like this spot where they kept looking and they kept pointing to. At the one point where they're all looking at the cloud, it looks like they're staring at that dirt stain on the screen. It was so annoying. It was so annoying. Oh, and especially it's all like very bright colors and white and blues, and then bam, big old like somebody threw like a
banana.
Soda, but yeah. There you go. So that was kind of like the only annoying part, because I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, is that the alien or is that a dirt? It's like it's a dirt. Like, okay, yeah. But them staring at that cloud and then OJ being like, oh yeah, now that you say it, I stare at that cloud every day for the last 6 months. I was like, oh. So I thought it was really, really cool. But I love
the movie director. The movie director going on, I gotta get the money shot. Gotta get the money shot. What the fudge? Like what? Why?
I think it's just calling out how douchey Hollywood is.
Yeah,
though, you know,
just
it's like,
douchey and pretentious.
yeah.
You
He's not
know,
going to get me. I gotta get the shot. What the fuck?
I don't even think it was like he don't got to get me. It's just like, who's that actor that he becomes the person, like he gets so engrossed in it. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Damn.
You know, it's like you know, it's like he became Abraham Lincoln. I was like, what? You don't need to, man. You're acting.
Go
You know,
home.
there's a lot of directors
Be yourself.
like that. You know,
Like you say that, but you know, some of the best actors are that way. Character actors.
Yeah. You know, but
Pay the price.
I don't know. I feel it just. I think it was calling out to some of these like directors that think like, oh, I'm a good director because I have these artsy shots and this and that, and I don't know.
Why couldn't he take the other stuff?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like, why can't you leave the film, take your other one, like put that on, and then film it for yourself? All right, get eaten by yourself. Good job.
Speaking of the people getting eaten, those scenes were mad uncomfortable. Where you see the victims being like dragged through the digestive tract, and wow, like that made me squirm.
It was him, his wife, the kids, everyone else in the crowd. Those kids were like one of my favorite parts of that whole movie.
Yeah,
you know, when they came in, they scared OJ in that creepy scene.
Yeah,
and when the ending was like, you know, coming out, that was the creepiest part. And he punched one of the kids in the face.
Let me see if I can find that.
That was like the best part ever. Like,
that was, dude. I like that whole barn scene. You can feel it in the theater. I don't know at your guys' theater. I just felt it. Like everyone was quiet. Everyone was like holding their breath, and then you see that thing kind of stand up, and
he was like, "What the hell was happening?"
Yeah. But even those aliens looked a lot like monkeys. You know, back to Jupe and Gordy. You know, it's like it's just so everything's so connected. When you like think about it, it's like I don't know if he meant. Obviously, I think he meant to do it, but it's just the little details that you don't think about. You know, until you
further away you get from it, the more you really enjoy what he did.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I was looking for that barn scene.
Real quick then, Brandon, what's your favorite scene that you saw in the movie?
Favorite scene? Probably either the barn scene, the the final flashback of Gordy really did it for me, and just I know we're into spoiler territory. Just because I like a good uplifting ending, the final shot of Emerald seeing OJ on the horse. After all, I loved that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, like I legit like threw a clap out there.
Yeah.
So the first 2 seconds of a movie was a black man on a horse, and the last 2 seconds of this movie will be a black man on a horse.
Black man on a horse. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I know I cheated. You asked for one, but I had to go with 3.
Those are good. Those are good.
I was looking for. I can't find it. Well, I was gonna say the whole speech at the beginning of the film. You find out later that that's the speech that their dad would give them, and that's why when she said great, and then OJ was like, great. And he's like, great. You know, it was like, oh, because she memorized his speech, and since they're a generation behind, she would forget that extra great. And I was like, damn, you know, it's like things like that you don't pay attention, you know, and then like it makes sense later in the film. Oh, I love shit like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So the other one I had was with her talking about how the horse was supposed to be given to her, and her dad had to train it for Scorpion King and took it away from her, and he trained it himself because he had to be on a movie set, that they didn't even use the horse. And she said, I remember standing up this window and being so upset and looking down, and Dad never even looked up at me. Said, but you did.
But you did, yeah.
But you did. And he always was like, Got you.
Mhm.
You know, I see you looking at me. I can see you looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, and that's what they did in the end of the movie too. So I see you looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Go.
And it was, and it kind of,
That connection.
it kind of reminded me of, because I have a younger sister. It kind of, I kind of felt parallels with that in my relationship with my younger sister, and how that's developed in recent years, and us kind of growing closer, trying to grow even closer than we were when we were smaller. So that was a nice touch as well.
Because there's a competition between siblings as you grow up. As you become adults, it's really just love. Because there's no more competing. It's just
Yeah.
love, and you learn to accept each other for who they are. Because you have common themes that have gone through your entire life, and you start to realize it's like, yeah, I love you. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All this other stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, all the other stuff doesn't matter, and in the end, it's really you and them against the world.
Even then, even when he was pissed off with her for leaving them hanging, on the movie scene, he still didn't blame her. I was ready to blame her. I was like, man, it's your fault. It's your fault. He didn't blame her. He still protected her.
Ruining the family business.
Yeah.
You're ruining everything because you do everything, and motorcyclists and all this other crap you gotta tell everybody. You've made everything terrible. But he didn't. He still protected her.
Yep.
And she was out there to protect him. That's my brother out there. I'm going to do whatever I can to protect him. And then he did the same thing with her. Also, love the fact that Angel didn't die too.
Me too. Like I almost kind of thought he was a goner at times.
He was like, "Thank God for barbed wire."
Yeah. Well, I thought he, like, when he did that, I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself. I'm like, oh, he's gonna wrap it up, and then he's gonna get sucked in with the barbed wire. I'm like, oh, he's sacrificing himself to kill it. But I'm like, all right. So I mean, I'll take that. I mean, that he just like, oh shit, I'm gonna tie myself down to this,
Yeah.
But I was like, you were up in the sky and you fell flat with no cushion, with barbed wire.
The cushion was the barbed wire.
Yeah. So, but I liked Angel. I thought he was a really cool character.
Me too.
Yeah. So real quick. So here, the whole time the trailer's kind of throwing you off. So this is the barn scene. You kind of see the little alien head. Even before this, before he comes around the corner, he turns it on and it shuts back off, and you just see it like a little white figure down, and then it stands up, and you see these long arms. Dude, that freaked everybody out in the theater.
It was like, ain't no probing. It's coming right now. It's funny because OJ was like, nope. I'm not going over there. I'm good.
But just the whole time, like the trailer, I think really throws you off because you're not quite sure. You never see the spaceship really in the trailer. Maybe a little glimpse here and there. You see a lot of this little stuff, and then you see like the hand here, and I for sure thought that was.
I thought that was an alien or something.
It looks like E.T.
Yeah. And that's another dude. Yeah, it's an ET reference. You know what I mean? It's like, peace. Like between us kind of thing. Like I respect you, love you, whatever the hell. It's just, and then the whole time you're like, who's the aliens? Because at first I thought, I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be like Planet of the Apes type of stuff. Where you're gonna get like monkeys coming, from outer space, and then for a minute I thought it was gonna be fucking horses, which would have been so.
For a long time, I thought it was horses too. I was like,
like horse people.
Yeah, because they were so prominent in the trailers,
Yeah,
but then it made sense. Like I was like, okay, horses don't look things in the eye. That's why it doesn't attack it. And so, the reason why it's like a horse because it's a wild animal, and that's how you train horses. Don't look them in the eye. You shield their vision, and then you can get to go where you want them to go. And that was a great parallel with with the thing.
With the whatever it's called, the viewer. But even I for a minute I thought it was a bug too, because there was the time when the bug blocked the camera. I'm like, oh, these gonna be like they're
controls the bugs.
Bugs are controlling the bugs. Dude, it had a lot of, when I stopped thinking about who the alien was and just waited for it, then that's when you got it. But I thought that was a really good thing he did. Like, oh, is this the alien? Is this the alien? Are we gonna have little green men? Are we gonna have like horse people? Like, Like it's gonna be something cool, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, man. It's just I thought the ending was great. I thought it was visually really really cool.
Definitely.
I loved all the references. I love the shout out to the crew. You know, I think like Brandon said, you know, like it's a shout out to the crew. I mean, he literally had a Scorpion King crew jacket on, you know,
Mhm.
and I felt that was definitely like Jordan Peele, like, hey, let's give some love to these people who usually don't get any recognition in
Don't
a
get
movie.
any
You know what I mean?
recognition. Yeah.
You know,
Think about it. So who made it? The guy who worked at the bootleg, Circus City type of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's the guys behind the scenes that really made all this, made it and lived.
Yeah.
Not the people that are
Yeah.
trying to get all the attention and try to control everything, but the ones who make it happen.
Mhm.
do their
They're the
job
ones that
and make
do
it happen.
their job and know what they're talking about and respect others.
Yeah.
You don't respect.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is the thing. You don't respect something, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
And that goes for people. Definitely goes for wild animals. If you don't respect it, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Yeah. They even said that in the movie when they were talking about like taming wild animals, and then what's his name? The director was like, "Oh yeah, talk to who the magician guys, Street Freed and Roy." You know, it was like, I mean, that is I mean, it's sucks, but it's true. It's like, dude, it's a wild animal, man. Eventually, it's gonna snap. It's gonna break. Isn't that what they said? It went to its
Exactly.
breaking point or
That's
something
its
like that.
breaking point, and
Yep.
eventually it's going to be a wild animal. It's going to tear your face off. What
Yeah.
you did to that girl?
There you go, literally.
Oh, that was like I
Tear
said,
her,
man.
tear
I
her
thought the
face
Gordy
out and
scenes.
her tongue and her lips.
That
So
just makes
I
it
thought-
harder to watch. Go ahead.
Yep, I thought the Gordy scenes were like the most unsettling parts of the movie and the scariest parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man. The Gordy scenes were, you saw it in the beginning, and I wasn't sure, and then they tied back to it later, and you're just like, damn, and they show it, man. He doesn't show the monkey pounding on the woman,
But you hear
but
it.
I mean, there's a couch blocking it, but you still see half of the bodies. You just don't see the top half where it's happening. But hey, you see it, you hear the person like grunting, and I was like, oh man, it's like Jesus.
I think they got me. It was the
was
one
hard.
slipper. The slipper was just sitting there straight up, like just sitting there, like,
Mhm.
like why is that sitting right up like that? This is crazy.
Mm. I don't know if you guys think there's one thing I'm always kind of curious with Jordan Peele is he does the opposite of Rob Zombie. He doesn't put his wife in everything, even though Jordan Peele's wife is an actual actress who is funny and is good.
I would say, and is awesome.
And yeah, she's
It feels
why am I
funny.
having a brain fart with him?
I
if it was a comedy, then she's in it.
I just want to find someone who believes in me as much as Rob Zombie believes in his wife's acting skills.
That's
God,
Chelsea Peretti.
Yeah, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's hilarious.
Yeah. And he doesn't put her. I'm like, man, dude, you have a legit famous wife, like, who is an actress all on her own and everything, and doesn't put her in any of his things, So it's just also the SNL reference. Jordan Peele was a Mad TV guy.
Yep.
And they're talking, and then they say Chris Kattan. Steve
Chris
Kattan.
Kattan.
Chris Kattan. There you go. I was having a brain fart. Chris Kattan, who played the monkey a lot of times in some of the skits. Yeah. So I was like, they even got that reference right, but I thought it was funny because we said SNL and Peele was a Mad TV guy. So it was just, I don't know. This like, I mean, maybe he just did that because everyone know SNL, but I just feel like a lot of Mad TV guys are like not bitter, angry at SNL, because SNL was like the clean comedy and Mad TV was out here doing
crazy.
Jokes.
Yeah,
but then again, look how everyone did well because they're able to go do more stuff.
Yeah, you get a lot a lot of good people that came out, a lot of funny people that came out of Mad TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still laugh at the at a lot of the Will Sasso skits, especially Steven Seagal, and I don't know if you remember Paul Timberman's workshop, where he was like the you know, like the, not carpenter, but he had like a home workshop show, and he was always injuring himself.
Yeah.
Those ones were great.
Yeah, it was like I mean,
Taylor's like,
yeah, like Tim Taylor. Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's still skits on there that Stewie, or not Stewie. Yeah, the little like, look what I could do, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's still a thing, you know. I think Bobby Lee, you know, is Bobby Lee's one of my he's legit one of my favorite podcasts. Is Tiger Belly? Is him and his now ex-girlfriend on Tiger Belly, and I love watching Bobby Lee. I just wish he can lay off the drugs, you know. But he's so funny, man. He's just so weird.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
So yeah, he's not
Tiger Belly.
Yeah, Tiger Belly.
He is. He was clean for a long time, and then he maybe 6 months ago or so, like he relapsed and he's clean again. But he's funny, man. He's funny. Like I think he's more funny sober than he is like messed up, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bobby Lee was always funny, but
yeah.
But I don't know. That was a little hitter. Yeah, well, check it out, man. Tiger Belly is really, really good.
There's actually make a note of that for myself right now.
I only watch Black Jeopardy. Sorry,
Black Jeopardy. There's actually an episode of Tiger Belly. Well, it's kind of connected. Where what's his name? The artist David Choi, I think his name is. I'm having a brain fart. But he's telling Bobby Lee, he's like, dude, you're the guy. You're the guy that said it's okay not to be a stereotypical Asian in movies and in comedy. And like you help create that for like this generation. And then you think he's ordering Grubhub or something. It winds up Steven Yeun winds up coming onto the podcast. And they're literally praising Bobby Lee. Yeah, they're like praising Bobby Lee. I'm like, dude, you're the reason why I'm able to be famous, you know. And like his girlfriend starts crying because she's like I've been trying to tell him like he's important, you know. And Bobby Lee starts crying. It was such a good episode, man. And you know, and it's just like somebody like Bobby Lee who just thinks he's like, you know, fart jokes and does like, oh, hot dog, you know, like, you know, he's good, you know, he's funny. And then having these legit artists and actor tell him like, dude, you're the reason why I'm able to be famous as an Asian. You know, I thought that was super great episode. I love that. Yeah. I highly recommend that episode.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. But all right. Anything else?
I think we did almost as long as the movie. So yeah, I think we got it all.
Yeah, I think we got it all. We're good.
Yeah.
At least I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's I downloaded this. I didn't even get to use this. This is after Jupe watches Gordy do stuff.
Emotional damage.
That's Jupe's character in a nutshell, right there.
Emotional damage. That is it.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, let's get into some Comic-Con. So if you're watching live, stick around. I know some of the other guys who didn't watch the movie are waiting. But if you watched the movie, let us know in the comments what you thought of Nope. If you liked it, if it was bad in the beginning, bad at the end, vice versa, whatever you guys thought, let us know, and we'll have a convo in the comments with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But make sure you hit. Yeah, I'm really curious because so many people like different parts of the movie. It's kind of weird. But yeah, let us know. Make sure you like the video. It definitely helps us out, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when we go live every Monday and Wednesday.